Okay. James Joyce's last work, which he spent 17 years on, was called Finnegans Wake. And it's an incredibly complex work. Probably nothing since it was written or before has ever been as complex. And various people have done pieces using Finnegans Wake as its text, especially John Cage, who's one of my favorite composers. So what I'm going to do is very quickly play a sampling piece that I created called Skeletal Remains, which is from other people's versions of Finnegans Wake. And it's called Skeletal Remains because Joseph Campbell wrote a book called A Skeleton Key to Finnegans Wake. So this, instead of being the skeleton key that helps you understand Finnegans Wake better, is the skeletal remains from other people's versions of it. This will only take a few minutes. So if you hate it, you'll only suffer through it for a few minutes. Okay.
The world has become a church.
Yes.
In which you don't sing, you roar.
When kingdom gone, or power to come, or glory be to them, Father. Alleluia, all alluvium.
In the name of Anna, the old Nasiful, the ever-living, the bringer of pluralities, hallowed be her eve. Her sing-time sung, her will be run, unhemmed as it is uneven.
Until I was not a snoozer among them, but was utterly undeceived in the heat of the rail by the recital of the rigmarole.
I wanted to make a music that was free of... I wanted to make a music that was free of...
Oh, my back, my back, my back. Oh, my back, my back, my back. Oh, my back, my back, my back.
Oh, my back, my back.
Night.
A silent sailing night. Nowth upon Nacht. Nowth upon Jill, the spoon of a girl for Jack, the broth of a boy.
Jill began to molt in stench of gladsome rare, rotten little bottom sawyer till no one lacks an hand.
Life out of the sea,
Christopher Columbus.
Pull the cobwebs from your eyes, woman, and spread your washing powder.
well, you know, Annalisa.
I am still waiting. Go on, go on.
Well, you know, Annalisa.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Gamma and Gapper, we're all their gangsters.
But I do. Calling them in one by one. But I do. Calling them in one by one.
Wrote near bluest Jerry building to the year, and Laughtears, 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 Laughtears. It's as large as a world. It's not specialized. It's silence.
What a genius, I love it.
Yeah, more on Joyce's part than on mine.
We have two last presenters tonight. We have Tent and then
Tentatively Inconvenient.
Tentatively Inconvenient. So Tent will perform, and then afterwards you guys are welcome to hang out and have another drink. But that would be the end of our evening. So thank you guys in advance. All right.
Okay, brief introduction. I really don't know Casey very well at all, but the first time that I met her, she gave me her tracks of my Tears record, and I said, well, Casey, would you be willing to collaborate in a project with me that's relevant to your tracks of my Tears record? And she said yes, because she's very nice and open-minded. So I stood her up against the wall, and I put on Throbbing Bristles very friendly. And I explained to her that I was about to demonstrate my knife-throwing ability, and then the lights went out, and all of the samples that I'm about to play are from the conversation that we had over the next 5 minutes.
Nowth upon Nacht.
become a church. The world has become a church.
Yes.
In which you don't sing, you roar.
Is the name of Anna, the old masterful, the ever-living, the bringer of plurabilities. Hallowed be her eve. Her sing-time sung, her will be run, unhemmed as it is uneven.
I am still waiting. Go on, go on. Well, you know, Anna Livia. Yes, of course we all know Anna Livia. Tell me more, tell me much. Well, you know, Anna Livia. Yes, of course we all know Anna Livia. Well, you know, Anna Livia. Describe her.
Oh, my back, my back, my back. Oh, my back, my back.
Me back. Oh, my back, my back. Oh, my back.
I wanted to make a music that was free of. I wanted to make a music that was free of melody and free of harmony and free of counterpoint, free of musical theory. I wanted to make a music that was free.
Jill, the spoon of a girl for Jack, the broth of a boy.
Jilk began to moult in stench of gladsome rag, rotten little bottom sawyer till no one lacks semantics. Since the days of Romulus and Remus, silence.
Okay, as you can tell, I lied. That had nothing to do with Casey, but since everybody's been thanking Casey, I thought that I would thank her in my own special way, my very friendly way. And what that really was a very, very short presentation of a piece called Skeletal Remains, which is based entirely on realizations of Finnegans Wake that included, for example, Joyce reading from the Livia Plurabelle version of or excerpt from Finnegans Wake that was published before Finnegans Wake in its entirety was published, but also included 4 Cage pieces, John Cage pieces that involve Finnegans Wake, so forth and so on. And at one point it started out with Cage talking about, in an interview, about the future of churches in which the roar is heard, and then you hear the roaring of an elephant, and then it goes off to Joyce doing his rip on the Lord's Prayer, which then goes to, or went to, an Irish actor named Cyril Cusack talking about, or reading from Finnegans Wake in a scene about falling asleep or yawning in church, which then went on to a section from The Coach with 6 Insides, which was a play based on Finnegans Wake, etc., etc. I'm trying to be quick here, so that's it. And the Skeletal Remains of the title, of course, refers to the Skeleton Key by Joseph Campbell about Finnegans Wake, which is, of course, an extremely complex work. So instead of this work being a skeleton key to Finnegans Wake, it's more like the scattered remains of Finnegans Wake, so you're just hearing the skeletons that have been dug up that are related to Finnegans Wake. So you're just getting a little femur here and a little whatever there. You're not actually getting a skeleton key. That's it. Thank you.